What is up, Force Sensitives? What a lovely day. The sun is up, summer winds rolling in, and I'm about to ruin everybody's day by traveling back to 2017's disappointment of a Star Wars game. Battlefront 2. Y'all thought this was about to be Jedi Survivor, but nah, we taking it back a little bit today. Let's go. Yeah, so I wanted to take a minute from milking gameplay vids of Jedi Survivor to indulge in an old pastime of mine and see how the game's community was doing. To my surprise, it was thriving. Like, the community is like here, it's people on the game, and I'm still catching bodies and a body that's being caught still. Whatever, either way, what I was trying to say was I was really immersed in this game once upon a time back in like 2017, and one of the key traits that I learned was you gotta listen to Obi-Wan in the movies when he says keep the high ground, because you get so much purchase on your enemies. Like Pete Bull, you don't even see I got the drop on him. Rest in peace. Now look, I'm about to catch a few more bodies, because here go Bull at the bottom. Yeah, the high ground. Let's get it. I'm up. But either way, we're right back at it on the mix. Like, the crazy thing about this game was it had so much potential. The original Battlefront 2 that dropped back in like 2005, it was amazing. And so, you know, holding it, damn, y'all really got the drop on me. Two of y'all. Lord have mercy. Whatever. It just had so much potential because the original had so many quality of life like establishments going on, like in regards to like my personal favorite is like air to space combat. You can literally pick up a ship, like let's say I was on this map, there'd be a ship or a flock of ships just nearby, and I could hop in one and air the block out by just doing a flyby and just going ham. Now this game kind of lacks that, and that was very much not dope to me. Generally speaking, it also seemed kind of messy. Like there were so many people in one map, which is doable, but god damn, I know you not. Come on, brother, cousin, sir. Alright, I'm gonna just turn up just a little bit because this is getting on my damn nerves. But that's literally it, isn't it? Like, this entire game was an exercise in aggression and escalation, which I think might even be a game style. Like one of the modes you can play on the game. Yeah, like Conquest was the thing that this game boasted after a while. I think they more or less had like very bland kind of typical game modes at the very beginning, and periodically, well, after 2017 of course, there was a lot of controversy surrounding this game after a lot of complaints and a lot of issues about paywalls. Shouts out to EA because they kind of were just like, alright, let's just throw it all in the mix. And so we got different DLC characters. We got Anakin. Shouts out to Anakin. Well, he's not here right now, unfortunately. Darth Maul just smirked me, but whatevs. Anakin, Obi-Wan, they were late additions to the game. When the movies were coming out around the same time, we were getting Rey and different costumes for Rey, different costumes for Kylo Ren. So these are perks of the game, but the biggest problem was that this was on an updated system, and it was not really holding a candle to its original predecessor back in 2005. So, veterans of the Star Wars universe and the Star Wars gaming universe might note that the Battlefront franchise had different releases. It had Battlefront 1 on the PS2 and the following, like the sequel of it, Battlefront 2 as well, and that one is just like the holy grail for like Star Wars gamers because that one had so many different features that are just left lacking, and we're like, if that can do that on the PS2, why can't it do it on the PS5? Like, what are we doing here? So to a thing like me, back when this thing was first announced, I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna finally get it. We're gonna finally get it. Because again, in 2005 when Battlefront 2 released, I want to say like for a few years after that, there was like a clamoring for a sequel to even that. There were videos that were released on YouTube back in the day of a Battlefront 3. And in some of the features that we saw advertised for that Battlefront 3 title, there were like, it really just focused on aerial combat, which I can talk about ad nauseum. That is my jam. I'll actually make a separate video about the best parts of this game. But for now, I kind of want to open with focusing on the issues because they are so numerous in quantity. Consider this playthrough that I've got going in the background right now. Like, I've been at this, like you're seeing clips and cuts, and I've been at this for about 15 minutes. I'm just trimming away at the footage. I haven't once picked up one of the the generals or the higher tier characters in this. One of my points are growing. Now, you may have seen when I get to pick my character that, you know, there is a slight progression to them. Like, you get to go from just a regular clone trooper fighter or a clone trooper heavy or a tactician to like the commando units, or even to using a Wookiee or two, or just different levels of soldier. But you don't get the Jedi, you don't get Chewbacca himself, not until, you know, it opens up. There are only four there are only four boss characters on this map, which is crazy for like a 24 man map. Like, that's wild. I need more generals in one place. Like, that's annoying. I mean, logically speaking, no, but like, come on, it's a Star Wars video game. Let's get it. But there's also an issue with like limited perks. You get to upgrade your character for sure. You get to upgrade the different classes, and there were like skill cards that came along with it that you could unlock as you progress through the game, unlock a certain amount of points. Again, this is an EA title, so there was a husky paywall and like a husky point wall that like required you to play different maps, play different styles, and just get it popping so that you can get your proper suitable gear to fit your particular playstyle. But it just really, it didn't give enough success. Like, there wasn't enough of a yield to the success. And then by the time they added this new gaming mode, I believe it's called Conquest, I've got to double back and check, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, this thing went from being like, okay, we could get in a quick war match or a quick skirmish, to now this is like a 10-30 minute match that can go either way. As you guys can see, the side of the Republic, which is the side that I'm repping right now, like, we got the option twice so far, this is the second time, to go up into the Trade Federation or the Separatist ship and go ham and blow things up. Like, that is intense. Well, I mean, it's kind of one-sided, but understandably so, because we're dope. I'm on this team, so of course, what do you expect? I'm him. But outside of that, it's like, imagine there were maps where it could go either way and it would go back and forth. Now, usually these points, these different transitional maps are set to a timer. As you guys can see at the very top, I finally got Anakin, by the way, but it's set to like a 6-minute timer that goes down over time. We have a certain time limit to destroy their infrastructure, and you know, if we can do it within time, then we win the match. But again, there's overtime options. There's like, you pretty much have to set aside time basically that like map out a solid 30 to 45 minutes to run this map, because let's say you guys are up and next thing you know your opponent gets the give. Now it's like a back-to-back, like, okay, they're gonna run up in my base because they captured more points on the ground, or like, we're just now getting our legs underneath us, so we're gonna capture more points and get up in their base, but I can't destroy their whole stuff in time. So it's a lot. It's a lot, and the groundwork isn't as dope. Don't even get me started on the boss characters. If you can see, like, I'm using Anakin right now, the Chosen One, the Dark Father, Anakin Skywalker, the original Gen 1 OG, and he just went to go see the king. My man just became one with the Force. The boss characters, while it takes forever to earn them, when you finally do, they are nerfed beyond use, yo. And I'm gonna just leave it there. I don't even want to get into the combat so much, because it's like, after playing like Jedi Survivor, I'm like, yo, what kind of missed opportunity is this? Now, I get it. You can only do so much when this is really just meant to be like Call of Duty Star Wars. But at the same time, it's like, I want to feel like the game's purpose was to make me feel like I'm fighting in the Clone Wars, or I'm fighting in the Galactic Civil War, or I'm fighting up against the First Order as the Resistance. Like, and when I get the chance to level up to a boss tier character like Rey, or like Kylo, or like Anakin, or Obi-Wan, I'm really supposed to be out here holding it down, like, with the Force powers, with the ability, with the survivability, and that wasn't a thing that was happening. So it was a bit of an issue. And then the other side effect is that you don't notice when you won if you're, you know, just immersed in the character, or if you're just playing in general. Like, it's not entirely up to you. It takes a lot of coordination to hold it down. So to that I can say, it's like, it's a positive and negative, because on one hand, you really excel with coordination with a lot of people. To that I say, develop a community. But absent that, peep, you're in a room with like 37, probably 40 max. Make friends. make friends, because if not, it's going to be a hard time for you. So this is basically my gripes about Battlefront 2, and I'm going to give you guys another video about what I really find its successes to be. So I just want to take a moment to do that. Thank you for listening. And as always, stay tuned, stay dope, and may the force be with y'all. Gotta admit though, guys, after trying, Jesus, after trying, I need a drink. Y'all can find me in the cantina.